Good morning, everyone. Well, this is the session on building resilience for small island developing states. As you know, it's quite early in the morning, and with all the security procedure, probably we don't have the number of people that we expect in the audience, but because of the tight schedule, we have to start our session. So we have made a slight change to the format of the session from what you see in the program, in the printed program. So what we'd like to do today is to have opening remarks from the Undersecretary General who is with us here, and also on behalf of CTA from myself, and then we'll have panel discussion. So instead of asking each panelist to present, we'll be putting some questions to them, and we'll try to facilitate interaction that way. So on my own behalf, I think I've met most of you. If not, my name is Hailu. I'm director of CTA, which is a Technical Center for Agriculture and Rural Cooperation, working in Africa, Caribbean, and Pacific. As you can imagine, we decided with the UN to organize a session primarily to facilitate the participation of our constituencies from the Pacific and the Caribbean in this international conference on building resilience for food and nutrition security. As you know, in many of these international conferences, the Pacific and the Caribbean are not always included. So we wanted to make sure that we take this opportunity to allow participation of the two regions in this international conference. So primarily really it's to facilitate participants to interact with the larger community, talking about this big issue of resilience. And as you can see, I think we have probably the world's best experts gathering this week, talking about what has been the practical experiences, the methodological approaches, what works and what doesn't work in terms of building resilience for food and nutrition security. And I hope you'll take maximum benefit from this experience. The other purpose, of course, is once we have many people coming to this meeting, we thought we would have this side event so that we can share experience especially between the Pacific and the Caribbean. This particular activity is supported through a project which is known as the intra-ACP policy program that's funded by the European Union, and bringing together the Pacific and the Caribbean to work on food security and resource management issues. And the main institutions that are involved in this intra-ACP program are the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture, ICA, and the South Pacific Commission, SPC, along with CARBI, which is also represented here, and some other institutions. And on the global basis, CTA is coordinating the linkages between the two regions. So this particular activity is funded through the intra-ACP program. So in this group, we have quite a good representation of stakeholders, representing policy, entrepreneurs, farmers, groups, and communicators. So we hope that we'll get quite a good interaction from this group. There is an infographic which has been distributed, I think, or it's available at least at our stand, that really captures the key characteristics of the small island developing states. 52 countries have been classified as seats within the UN definition, and 43 of them are in the Caribbean and the Pacific. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about many of the vulnerabilities of these small island states. As you know, they are vulnerable to external shocks due to their narrow base products, and also vulnerable to climate change, climate variability, and sea level rises. And in terms of food security, especially nutritional security challenges. So many of you coming from that region are very much aware of these challenges. And CT has been supporting a lot of activities, initiatives in the seeds again, working quite closely with the UN and other agencies. And one of the things that we try to do is to bring the voice of seeds to high level policy fora, including at the European Union level, at the ACP level, and also at global fora like this one. We have also been helping to document some of the success stories in terms of food security measures, as well as in building resilience, linking smallholder farmers to markets, and so on, and facilitating exchange of those lessons. So many of the speakers that you see here today have been involved in some of those discussions that were supported. So basically, what we'd like to do is, to have some of these discussions today to come up with what we think are priority areas that could fit into the upcoming international conference, especially on small island developing states, that will take place in Samoa in September under the auspices of the United Nations. So here we have really a good linkage to bring up some of those key elements. So I think without taking any further ado, I'm very pleased to introduce Mr. Gayan Chandra Acharya, who is the Undersecretary General and High Representative for the least developed countries, the landlocked developing countries, and the small island developing states of the United Nations. We are delighted that he could come with us as an extremely busy schedule. He's just coming here for a day to be with us, and that really gives us a lot of encouragement in terms of the initiatives that we are undertaking, and we really hope to build up that partnership with you. So I welcome you to give us your opening remarks.